Okay, so this video is showing how do you dilate by a scale factor when your center is not the origin. So before, on these questions, we had centered at the origin, centered at the origin. Well, what do we do if it's not centered at the origin? So looking at the very first one, it says graph this triangle after a dilation 4. So that means you're making it 4 times as big. But it's centered at 0, 3. It's centered at 0, 3. And this is not correct, and I'll change it for yours. This should be dilate by a 4th. So we should be dilating by a 4th. Okay, we're dilating by a 4th, centered at 0, 3. Okay, so when we're dilating by a 4th, that means we're making it 4 times as small as our original image. So when it's centered at something not the origin, first thing you have to do is plot your center. So we're going to plot 0, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. Here's our center. Okay, and what we're going to do is, just like yesterday, if we made it to this video, you're going to use slope, which is rise over run, to dilate when your center is not at the origin. Okay, so here's an example. From the center, which is my red dot, to A, I'm counting, okay? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so my slope, I'm rising up, so how would I say this? Point A. My slope is I'm rising up 4, but I'm not running left or right at all, so 0. And then what you do is kind of like how you took your points and you times by the scale factor, you're doing the same thing except you're timesing your slope by the scale factor. So we're going to multiply the top by a 4th and the bottom by a 4th. So 4 times 1/4 is 1, and 0 times 1/4 is 0. And then what we do with the slope right here is we start back at our red point, our center, and we're going to go up 1 over 0. And that is our A prime. Okay, see if I can make this a little bit thicker. Okay, so there's our A prime. And then you have to do that for all your points. So let's look at B. So B, much better. So from the center, the red dot, to B, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's 4. So we're not rising at all, but we're running 4. And then we're going to do our slope. We're going to times by a 4th. And that's going to give us 0. 4 times a 4th is 1. So that means we're starting at the center. We're not rising up at all, but we're running 1. And this is our B prime. And then our last point is point C. So let's find the slope. This is going to be the one that's going to really show you things. So let's get rid of all this. So tell me my red point. Here's our center. So from the center to C, we're going to do rise over run. So we're going down 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going down 4. So negative 4. And then we're running 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to multiply the top and the bottom by our scale factor. So negative 4 times a 4th is negative 1. 4 times a 4th is 1. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start at the center. We're going to go down 1 and then right 1. And there is our C prime. This is my B prime, and my A prime was 1, 0. We had already plotted those. So you can see, let's pick this color. If I connect my dots, there's my triangle. And I know I have confidence that this is right because it's smaller than my original and it looks a fourth as small. Okay, so let's try this one more time and then we'll stop there. So it says graph JKL with a dilation scale factor 3. So we already know that this is an enlargement. Centered at 3, 2. And they already marked the center for us. It's right there. Okay, so let's start with J. So to get from the center to J, do rise over run. So 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2, 3, 4. So J, write it. Hold on one thing. J, we rose up 3, and then we went backwards 4. And then we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by the scale factor 3. So 3, 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. So we're going to start at this point, and we're going to rise up 9 and go back negative 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's going off the graph. And then we're going back negative 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is our J prime. And then we're going to do that for all of our points. So when it's not centered at the origin, it's kind of a pain in the butt. So from the center to K, I'm rising up 1, 2, 3. So K, my slope is 3. And then I'm not going right or left at all. Times the top and the bottom by 3. So 9, 0. So I'm going to start at the origin, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I'm not running at all. So here's my K prime. And then for L, let's erase this again. When you're doing this, you don't have to erase. You can just go. So for L, I'm rising up 1, 2, and I'm running 1. So for L, I went up 2 over 1 times the top and the bottom by 3. That's 6, 3. So I'm going to start at the origin, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over 1, 2, 3. Put a dot. And that would be my L prime. And then if I connect my dots, your image has to look the exact same shape, but a different size. So that is centered at this center point here. So it's a little bit different when centered at the origin and when it's centered at a point. So we're going to stop here. You're going to go on iExcel. You're going to go to quizzes and do try it 7-1B. And at this point, I would make sure that you're getting them right and either asking Mr. Dinwiddie and I for the ones that you are having a little bit of trouble with, or someone at your table.